What's up? It's your boy Tone 202. What's cracking like it? What's up, world? All my subscribers, how y'all doing? What up? Yo, okay, so I just wanted to do this on uh a lot of guys on my channel are, well, they're guys. I just wanted to talk about, for one, I'm older, a lot of people nobody ever guesses my age correctly, but I tell people I'm 50 years old this month on the 24th of December. And people just don't believe it. So let me ask Siri. Siri knows my birthday. Isn't that scary? How old am I?
You're 50,
Okay,
but
so,
you don't look a day over 29.
well, some people would agree with that. So, okay, I was born in 67. So the title of this is Being 50 Years Old. I'm going to talk about a few things. Uh, One, there's nothing wrong with a 50-year-old man wearing a baseball cap. So for all of you who, oh, he dresses young, I wear a baseball cap. Okay, there are plenty of 50-year-old men who do that. I have a T-shirt on. I can't have a T-shirt on. I'm supposed to be suit and tie. You know why you guys don't see me in suit and ties? Because that used to be my profession. I ran around in suit and tie. I worked for the Ohio House of Representatives. I worked for the state. I worked for the county as a temp. And I went to work in a suit and tie. And I didn't like it. I like getting dressed up. I like fashion. I love fashion. But I didn't like what was behind the suit and tie. I didn't like the people. They were backstabbers and money grubbers, and they love to get you fired for no reason. You don't pay them no mind, but they love to get you fired, for different reasons that were their own. Most of them was because you didn't want to date them. Most of the guys were just jealous that you came in there in a suit and tie and women are paying you attention. Stuff like that really happened to me. But being 50 years old, so okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all some things about being 50. For one, I have spinosis. So when I wake up, everything hurts. As a matter of fact, I don't sleep well. I have to really wear myself out in order to sleep well. But in order to do that, I have to exercise a lot. But here's the problem. When you have spinosis, your back hurts all the time, and then your back muscles hurt. And when you're in pain, you don't want to move a lot. So what does that do? It makes you gain weight because you're sitting down so much. Why? Because you're in pain when you move. And a lot of times you just lay down. Well, every now and then, you guys know my little side business. I don't really call it a business. It just happened upon, stuff that people want, and I sell it online. A lot of times it's like a stove or refrigerator. That's heavy. People ask me to deliver it, and I used to, but I'm not doing deliveries anymore. And I only got a couple stoves and a dishwasher, but nonetheless, cabinets too. So a lot of times I just pick that stuff up and just, look, I'm strong enough to do it, but my back hurts so much that after I do it, like a week later, I'm just in pain. And another thing, I don't like taking painkillers. I just took one today, but the last time I've taken one was months ago. And I've only taken one because of my knee. I know my knee is swollen up. I have arthritis. So the cartilage in my knee are worn out because I used to be a runner. And I used to run the mile in 4:26. So I was a competitive runner. I got a scholarship when I was 26 years old to go to Talladega University, which is an HBCU in Alabama. Most famous thing about Talladega is Talladega Downs, or Talladega Racetrack. It's the largest racetrack there is. And I've worked there a couple days, getting people to come in. You've never seen so many Southern flags in your life, but no one ever called me out my name. And I just knew I was getting ready to get ran over, but nobody messed with me. There's a crowd of white people by the, oh my God, I don't know how many can fit in Talladega, but not one of them called me out of my name. So I was like, okay, white people, big ups. You know what I mean? Not just because you're flying a Southern flag doesn't mean you hate black people. You know, a lot of it is your culture. So I didn't like the flag, but I love the fact that not one person messed with me, and I worked down there for a couple days. You know, getting people to helping them park. No one called me out my name, and I was sorely outnumbered. Sorely, but so yeah, that happened, and yeah, so I ran for a while. Then me and the person I was dating at the time decided to have a child. We had a child. My child's like 22, 23 years old now. She lives and well, she doesn't live with me. And she does her own thing. She doesn't pay me any mind. But I'm okay with that. But nonetheless, so what I'm saying is, just some things about being 50. Yeah, your muscles hurt when you have spinosis, and I have arthritis. Plus, I was in 2 car crashes. I got hit once from behind, and the last one I got hit in 2013 head on. Guy crossed over in my lane. I ran right into him. He was unapologetic, and after that, my life changed because I could no longer go out and work like everybody else. I tried to explain this to my dad, but all he keeps thinking about is go out and work, go out and work. I'm just like be quiet. Like I'm saying, I can't do what other people can do. I can't physically do it. Okay, so I'm not trying to hear you with your go out and work. I'm good. You do it. I don't even want to hear it no more. But nonetheless, I'm okay. I live by myself. You know what I mean? I'm good. And I'm strong. So here's some advice for anybody coming up on. Let me say this. Here's some advice for those of you who are in your 30s and your 40s. Your joints and your muscles, especially your joints, because your joints don't heal up, like your muscles do. But your joints, you need to take care of them. If you're doing a lot of running, you need to make sure your shoes are less than 6 months. And it depends on how far you're running. So let's say you're doing 5 miles a week. 25 miles, a month, 20, 25 miles a month. You need to have on a pair of shoes that's at least going to cost you $100. And you want to get shoes that are like ASIC gels. But when you buy them, or New Balance, or a good pair of Nikes, but make sure they have some type of absorb or air system. I don't really like air because the air bubble pops. I do like absorb. I wear New Balance a lot. Uh, but you want to drop like 100, 150 on some shoes. That's going to last you 6 months. And then you want, if you can afford it, get 2 pair of shoes at the same time. So you can run in both of them. So you don't wear them out as much. And don't worry about them being pretty. Just make sure they can hold up. Because my first knee injury happened because I had on a pair of Nikes. They were not meant for, I was doing 40 miles a week. I ran everywhere. I was like a black Forrest Gump. They wasn't meant for that type of impact. And me and another person, we were doing a lot of running. She caught the same injury I did, and it never went away. I still have it. Uh, Another thing, when you're 40, and you hit 50, I'm trying to give you guys a warning signs. The jobs that you're doing, if you're doing a lot of jobs that have to do with your back, maybe you deliver for UPS or something like that. Make sure that you have some type of back protection because your back doesn't heal fast. Okay, these are injuries that just last with you, and as you get older, they get more and more painful. It just does. It just hurts more. Make sure that you have some type of belt or something, because a lot of you are strong, but just because you're strong don't mean you can't get hurt. You know what I'm saying? You catch a lower back injury, that's going to stick with you. It's hard to get that worked out. I used to have people walk on my back, and I'm sure they thought, "Oh, you just want to bother us." I was like, no, like it really, really helps. And the reason why, even though it's dangerous, so I'd like to get somebody, small. But the thing about walking, especially if they get on their tippy toes, you know what I'm saying? Like my niece used to do it. She hated it, but I'd be like, please walk on my. But nonetheless, if you get somebody who's lightweight, and I'm not suggesting this, I'm just telling you what I did. And they walk on your back, especially, you just got to. Look, I don't suggest people do this. I'm just telling you what I used to do. The reason why it works is because of the deep muscles. You have different layers of muscles. And the reason why you don't get those muscles don't heal as much is because blood isn't flowing through those muscles like it is through like your regular arm muscles. So you have your superficial and you have your deep. The back has a lot of different muscles in it, you know what I'm saying? All working, and you know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, when somebody puts that type of pressure, or when you get a back massage, let me say that, when you get a back massage, the reason why I feel so good is because somebody's really putting pressure on those muscles, and the blood is starting to flow through there, and that's what heals you. So let me say that. Also, you guys, look, even though I can't run anymore, I jog in place. I do calisthenics. It hurts for me to get down on the floor and do push-ups, but nonetheless, I can still knock out 40 or 50 of them. It's not a big deal. I have gained weight. People like to say, "Oh, you're fat," and I'm just like, "Yeah, but I bench press 335." So I knew I was gonna be fat when the doctor diagnosed me. I said, if I'm gonna be fat, I'm gonna be a strong fat guy. So I'm not just, I mean, I got a spare tire gut, but I'm not this fat guy out here just being fat. I go to the gym. I lift with the young dudes. You know what I'm saying? And they're looking at me like, yo, you got 3 plates? I'm like, yeah, 315. Come get some of it. Like, I talk to them like, you want some of this? you know, I can do 250 pounds 10 times. All right, like I'm not even trying to play because you don't know these young people. You get one of them to jump on you, you want to be able. You are not going to be as fast as them, but you can wrap one of them up and hold them down, and you know what I'm saying, and put your weight on them. And a lot of people who try to front on me or front to me, the majority of them are bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? And and they're in shape. So it's just like you gotta be the best you can. If you're gonna be a fat person who can move some weight. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with being 50 and rolling up in the gym and hitting 315. I just did it the other day. Like, yeah! You know what I'm saying? And I get mad respect in the gym. As a matter of fact, they've been seeing me doing it. I get respect because I can do it. So I'm worried about when people call me fat because I'm just like, you can come on in the gym and get some of this. You know what I'm saying? You can come on and get some of this bench press. Like I can put, like on the first row of the weight machine for the legs, I can fill that whole thing up and press it. But I got bad knees, so I can't do it anymore. But my muscles can do it. Like I still hit the leg curls, a shadow box, because you got to keep your reflexes right. Just different stuff you got to do because you're never going to be young again. You're never going to have that type of healing that you did where it was just there. You have to concentrate on it now. You know what I'm saying? You might have to pop an ibuprofen, but don't get hooked on it. That's my whole thing. Don't be goofy like these people with the Xannies and the perks, and don't do that. I use chi for healing. I'm saying I'm using it right now. I do it all the time. You don't have to do all this for chi. You can summon chi at any time. And I do it all the time because my back hurts so much. And one of my doctor's assistants said, well, I noticed that you don't use painkillers. I'm like, no, I use chi. And she was looking at me like, oh, really? I was like, yeah. Now, when it gets so bad and I need, like, let's just say I had a delivery tomorrow, then I would go ahead and I might have to pop a pill. You know what I'm saying? This is just a video on being 50 or turning 50. It's your boy Tone 202, man. God loves you.